Scorpion has access to 3 different sting debuffs that can be selected from the pre-fight screen. Sting debuffs are damage over time debuffs that Scorpion inflicts on medium attacks. His default sting debuff is the poison debuff, but he can choose between shock and rupture debuffs in the pre-fight screen. The poison sting debuff will inflict direct damage over 13 seconds and reduce the opponent's health recovery by 30%. The shock debuff will inflict energy damage over 13 seconds, and the rupture debuff will inflict physical damage for 13 seconds. Upon entering a fight, Scorpion will gain immunity to the other 2 sting effects that he did not choose. So, if you chose the poison sting debuff, you will become immune to both rupture and shock. When choosing the shock sting debuff, you will become immune to both poison and rupture. And finally, when choosing the rupture debuff, you will become immune to both poison and shock effects. In addition, these stings will act as if they are power sting debuffs, and when the opponent triggers a special attack while suffering from a sting debuff, it will inflict a burst of damage from the chosen sting per stack of sting debuff on the opponent. When the opponent evades, or at the end of their special attacks, Scorpion gains a non-stacking Scorpion Sense passive, granting a 20% chance to evade for 15 seconds. When Scorpion Sense expires, it goes on cooldown for 10 seconds. When an evade would trigger, Scorpion inflicts a sting debuff. On a successful evade, Scorpion counterattacks, consuming Scorpion Sense and inflicts a burst of sting debuff damage, but this damage scales with base attack only. Evade does not trigger while blocking. Finally, as a defender, Scorpion gains Scorpion Sense every 15 seconds, unless the attacker gains another 20 combos by the end of this duration. Reaching the targeted combo count removes any existing Scorpion Sense and triggers its cooldown. Charging a heavy attack grants a Torment charge. However, holding the heavy attack grants a Torment charge every 0.4 seconds. Landing a heavy attack converts all charges into Torment debuffs on the opponent. Landing special attack 1 or 2 while charging converts 1 extra debuff per charge. Torment debuffs last for 10 seconds, but pauses during special attacks, and causes all damaging debuffs to last 1 second longer. Each hit of the special attack 1 inflicts a sting debuff. This effect has a 50% chance to go through block. The final hit of the special attack 1 will inflict a taunt debuff for 12 seconds, reducing attack rating by 15%. If the opponent fails to launch a special attack before the taunt debuff expires, Scorpion inflicts a non-stacking suppression debuff, reducing combat power rate by 25% for 12 seconds. Using the special attack 2, all sting debuffs are paused for the duration of the special, and refreshed by the end of it. The final hit inflicts 2 bursts of sting debuff damage per sting debuff on the opponent, and also inflicts a Petrify debuff of 40% potency that lasts for 20 seconds. The Petrify can be inflicted through block. The potency of the sting debuff bursts are increased by 10% for each stack of Torment debuff converted during this special attack. With the special attack 3, you will inflict the opponent with a stun debuff for 3 seconds, and inflict 10 Torment debuffs that last for 15 seconds. While these Torments are active, charging a heavy attack grants a Fury charge instead of a Torment charge. Attacking from heavy charges grants a Fury buff per charge. This has a max stack of 20, increasing attack rating for 20 seconds. While charging, Torment and Fury stacks are paused. When awakened, while the opponent is inflicted with taunt, Scorpion can block unblockable special attacks, and his Scorpion Sense is consumed when the special attack is finished. This ability does not trigger against skill champions. And if the opponent is inflicted with Petrify and they attempt to heal, Scorpion will gain between 12.21 to 100% of the health denied from them. Each tick of this healing cannot exceed 78.21 health. This value scales with base health. Scorpion really is such a versatile champion and is just an amazing addition to Contest of Champions. Not only does he have the ability to apply so many different debuffs, his poison debuff, his rupture debuff, and his shock debuff, but when he applies these debuffs, he is immune to the other two that he doesn't use. So if he's placing a poison, which not only causes direct damage, but also reduces the opponent's recovery rate, he is also immune to shock and rupture. This opens him up for so many different fights within Contest of Champions. As well, when he's awakened, he can block unblockable special attacks. And he has a little bit of a regeneration factor. In addition, he has the ability to apply taunt debuffs, and he has the ability to apply petrify debuffs. And finally, he has the ability to gain a lot of furies as well. This opens him up for so many different node combinations within the game. In addition to that, he is integral and so great in so many different synergy teams, both for advantages that they add to Scorpion as well as advantages he adds to other champions. We're not going to get into that in this video, but just know he has a lot of great synergies with other champions. Now, perhaps the only downside to all of this utility and ability is that he is a higher skill champion to play. He is not the easiest champion to get the hang of. So, what do you need to know? Well, you're going to have to learn how to balance your sting debuffs as well as your torment debuffs. On top of that, you really need to learn how to intercept out of a heavy attack. So holding that heavy attack and then canceling it out with a special attack to intercept with your special attacks. This takes practice, skill, the right AI. It takes a lot of different factors, but if you become a master at Scorpion, you can dish out a lot of damage and open up a lot more fights and make a lot more fights quite a bit easier with this champion. A simple rotation for short and medium fights. You are going to start with a parry to stun the opponent. While the opponent is stunned, you want to hold your heavy attack. Just before that stun ends, you will release and strike the opponent with the heavy attack. You will have placed torment debuffs on the opponent. Now, what these torment debuffs do are they extend the duration of his sting debuffs, as well, when you hit the SP2, they will increase the damage of the SP2. But we're not there yet. So, you're going to place those torment debuffs. Then you're going to follow up with medium ending combos. So double mediums, either medium, 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 light, medium, or a 5-hit combo ending with a medium attack. The medium attacks will place sting debuffs on the opponent. Now, you're going to want to build up as many sting debuffs as possible while maintaining at least a small stack of torments on the opponent. Now, you want to go all the way till your special 2, just before your special 2, like 90% of the way there. At this point, you're either going to bait a special attack or you are going to stun the opponent. It's usually a little easier to bait the special attack because you'll have more time. What you'll do is you will bait or you will stun the opponent and you will back up, get yourself some distance, and then charge your heavy attack. Wait at this point, keep charging until the opponent dashes towards you. When he dashes, you're going to cancel that heavy attack into a special attack. In this case, the special attack 1. With the special attack 1, you are going to inflict a lot more sting debuffs on the opponent. Then you're going to build back up to your special 2. Again, using those medium ending combos and putting on as many sting debuffs as possible. Then you want to repeat the same process to throw your special 2 that you did your special 1. You're going to either bait a special or parry and stun the opponent and back up, get some distance, hold the heavy attack, and wait for the opponent to dash in. And when they dash in, go ahead, throw your special 2, and do that large amount of burst damage that you will find at the end of that special 2. You can also opt for the special 3 rotation. In the special 3, you will go for that first. And again, you're going to throw it the same way. You're going to hold your heavy attack, wait for the opponent to dash in, use your special attack 3. Now, when the special attack 3 ends, they will be stunned for 3 seconds, and they will have 10 torment debuffs on them. These torment debuffs are special because instead of gaining more torment debuffs, when you hold your special attack, or your heavy attack, I should say, you will be gaining fury charges. And when you strike with a heavy attack, you will be gaining fury buffs onto Scorpion. So what you want to do is as soon as you end the special 3, you will dash towards the opponent and you'll hit them with a medium attack. It's not a big deal. And then charge your heavy attack. Hold it as long as you possibly can, and then release it right before their stun ends. At this point, you will have built up fury buffs. Now the game is parry, stun, and hold for that heavy attack to gain more and more fury buffs. It will pause the current fury buffs on you while you are holding your heavy, and you will keep gaining more. When those 10 Torment debuffs go away, you will no longer have this ability, but you will still be maintaining those fury buffs that are on you. Now it's all about racing towards your special 2 and being able to throw off your special 2 with those fury buffs in your kit. I spoke about the awakened ability earlier. Scorpion does not have to be awakened in order to complete a high damage rotation. However, it does make him a little bit more utility friendly. He has some regeneration, even though it is very slight, and he also has the ability to block unblockable attacks whenever there's a taunt debuff applied to the opponent. So again, gives him more survivability. One other recommendation I do have for playing Scorpion is that you will want him to be a higher rank. This is because, if you don't know, whenever you rank up a champion, you actually get more power gain. So in the case of a 5-star, you will want him to be at least a rank 4 or 5. In the case of a 6-star, you will want him to be at least a rank 2. This is because you're going to really need that increased power gain in order to hit your special 2 before your sting debuffs fall off. And speaking of the sting debuffs, even though I'm not going to delve very deep into synergies in this video, a great synergy to really have that really takes Scorpion to the next level, and in my opinion is almost necessary to have great gameplay from him, is the Spider Ham synergy. With Spider Ham on the team, it gives your light attacks 25% of a chance to place those sting debuffs on the opponent. So instead of just placing 2, you have an opportunity to place between 2 to 5 on an opponent in a 5-hit combo. This really helps you to ramp up your sting debuffs and really helps you to ramp up your damage as you hit into that SP2. So again, the 2 best things you can do for Scorpion is get him at a higher rank, either 4 or 5 for a 5-star or rank 2 for a 6-star, and put him on a team with Spider Ham. That is absolutely going to make him a huge powerhouse. Overall, Scorpion is a fantastic addition to the Science roster, a fantastic addition to the game. Really, he is just so versatile for so many different fights in this game, and for what he has in utility, he does not lack for damage output as well.